What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Lyle's Movie Files. Joining me, as always, is little brother Jace. Bro Shot, how are you on this fine Wednesday?
Doing fine on this Wednesday. Hope everyone else is having a fine week so far as well.
Good deal. And also joining us, he's not just a legend. He's not just a myth. He's the reality. He is the one and only. Chief.
Hey, Mr. Lyles, Bro Shot. How are you?
How you doing? Oh boy.
I'm well. Chat. What's up, chat? Good to see you guys, man. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you rocking the clean Giants, the red, all set to do the thing.
Yeah. I'm here, man. I'm here for it all.
Here for it all. All right, I love that.
You got a nice tan after the farmers convention. I mean, that's
it was good, man. It was good. Next year you got to go. You know,
just send us the invite. King Collector's here. King's in the building. What's up, y'all? What's up?
What's going on?
King Collector.
David Thanos. What's good, y'all?
What up?
Thanos.
See you later.
Skew.
Damn Parks. What's the haps on the craps?
What's going on, Parks?
Blake Tarpley. What's up, peeps? Hey, Jeff.
Lizzie.
Hey, Chief.
It's Blizzy. MIAO.
David Thanos. We doing a Marvel versus DC thing? Right. And Chief is a tiebreaker. He decided to go red.
Oh.
Mark, hey, how's it going, good folks? Taking the show on the road today. We're on the way home from dinner.
Nice. What was it? What did y'all have?
Exactly.
And was it? Where did you go? And was it good?
Right.
Was
a
it
lot of questions we got.
Always the question.
Yeah. Was it good?
These are key important questions that discerning Lyle's Movie Files chatters want to know.
Indeed.
Yes. Don't leave us hanging.
Right.
Because we need to know. Interesting. Let's see here. Boy, there's just all right, let's see here. Just there's been a lot of stuff going on. Ah, nice. Cheesesteaks.
Nice. Is he out? Think about Shannon. I'm not sure if I did or didn't, bro. Probably not. I haven't been on Instagram for the let me see here. No, I got like 9 messages. Okay, yeah, no, I've been away for a minute. I'm gonna definitely check it out though. Monique tried to warn Shannon. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out for sure.
Oh.
You know what I mean? You know what, man? I went to Philly not too long ago, man, and got some cheesesteaks from Jim's. I usually go to Ishkabibbles, but I found that Ishkabibbles hasn't been as good as it used to be. So I went to Jim's, man. Got me a few cheesesteaks.
A few cheesesteaks?
Well, yeah, because what happens if you go? Let me tell you something. If I ride to Philly, I'm just riding for the cheesesteaks. So it doesn't make sense to ride up, grab just one. I grab a couple, I drive home with them. And then over the next few days, I got some cheesesteaks. Versus going up there, grabbing a cheesesteak. It's a 2.5 hour ride for a cheesesteak. That's just crazy to me. That's what you do. I guess that's why you stay in shape and I got a gut. You know what I mean? Maybe you go you get up there, you get half a cheesesteak and come on home.
With no bread, actually. I mean, it just works.
That probably is true. That probably is true. You know, that's why you got an S on my chest. That's why mine is all red.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't been to Mike's or Pat's, man. I've been to Gino's.
What up, Michael Solis?
You always hear about Gino's.
Oh man, you know what, man? I don't even know what that was. It was the Instagram. So when I opened up Instagram, whatever was on the page at the time started playing.
I hate that so much. It's like one of the reasons I have my phone volume off because it's just like I don't want to hear this stupid stuff.
So I have no idea. I've never even heard. It's funny. I was talking to somebody the other day. I don't even listen to the radio anymore. It's like when I get in the car, I play my old stuff. I just put on my
Yes.
my Apple my iPhone, and I got my playlist.
This, I mean, they actually say like when you're growing up, after about you hit 30, after that you don't listen to any new music. You just this is the music I have, and you'll get you'll get one or two extra, but for the most part, your music change is locked. Like, okay, you guys are good, but I'm over here. I'm enjoying the stuff I get.
Mine was locked around 38. Then it was like, you're done.
Yeah, I every once in a while I hear a song and I'll Shazam it and be like, okay, that's But beyond that, like actively searching for new music, absolutely not. I was talking to E the other day. She was like, what did she say? What's the name of the girl? Doja Cat. She was like, you know the song from Doja Cat? I said, I don't even know what a Doja Cat is. Wow. You know what I mean? Wow. I have no idea.
I feel like that's untrue, but okay.
It's bro. If let me tell you something. If you put a jammy to my skull and was like, name 4 songs, I'd be like, Squeeze. Name 3 then. Squeeze. Name Squeeze. Because I don't know them. Now I rock with Chris Brown. Yeah. So I know a couple of Chris Brown joints. But I mean, for that new generation, I don't really know anybody, man.
Do you know any Tyler songs?
Who?
The song you were just listening to is Tyler.
Oh, nope.
But ask him why he knows.
Yeah, King Collector.
I listen to the radio. I mean, I have Sirius XM, and they play whatever they have the modern day rap.
And did that feel like it was a weird flex to you, or is it just me? Well, I listen to modern day radio.
I have Sirius XM here too, man. But I'm not serious about my XM.
The real wrestler. I didn't say I listened to real radio, because if you wanted to actually get every secret out of somebody over the age of 40, force them to listen to the radio for 2 hours straight. They will tell you their mother's social security number.
I'm just gonna give you my rank and serial number.
I just he's in there. I got Sirius XM. I don't listen to. Usually, I go to the comedy channel, and or to your point, Thanos, I'm an '80s guy. I listen to a lot of '80s music.
You listen to Rock the Bells?
Who?
Rock the Bells? LL Cool J?
Yeah, but not more '80s rap, more '80s pop. Hall and Oates.
Rock is
Wham. Just that era. Ozzy Osbourne, Leader Ford, Close Your Eyes. Just that a lot of Poison, Your Mama Don't Dance, that era pop.
See, Chief is diverse. I bet y'all didn't think that one of his first jams was going to be Wham.
First he mentioned Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet, New Jersey, just things like that. The Runaway album. It's old Michael Jackson,
old Prince, Madonna, Cyndi Lauper.
So
they don't play a lot of Michael Jackson on the 80s. I mean, like you can get it. Yeah, they'll play it on some of the soul radio, but they won't. No.
Two Live Crew. The only song I really enjoyed from them was The Caper, and that joint, just the bass was do 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 do. You know what I mean? I
enjoy the song or the video, because I'm pretty sure you were in high school, and if you watched The Box at all, there was a video that was on all the time.
I can tell you what the name of that song was.
We can't say it because some people are listening to this on the phone. This podcast with their families. We're not going to say that.
So I didn't like Two Live Crew like that. Now, the Rump Shaker always used to come on, and I watched that. You know what I mean? Yeah, Shorty on the Beach with the saxophone. But if you're talking about like that was like 90s jams. So again, I wasn't perfect off. I'd be getting ready for school in the morning, and I was at The Box or something, the joint you could call in, and every morning somebody used to call in Self-Esteem from The Offspring. And I'd be in the house that joint used to get me hype before school.
I remember back in high school when you had that long hair going. That was cool.
The whip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Arabian Prince joint.
Yeah, man. So
solid.
that's the kind of things I listen to, man. I'm still a Run DMC fan. I still listen to so the explosion with rap again happened. I wasn't a real big 80s rap guy. Now I got some songs that I like from the 80s, of course, but that mid 90 2000 era, Jay, Big, DMX. I mean, for a while, man, it was wild. Like, you know what I mean? In our early 20s, bro, it was crazy. And then
I can't believe you went that long time without saying Tupac or Wu-Tang Clan.
Pac, but I'm saying 90s. You know what I mean? That 90s era, man, that Death Row Bad Boys era. Then the South came in, Outkast, you know what I mean? So, but that's on my playlist. Things like that, man. I like some, like I said, I got some of today's songs. But mostly my joint is, 25 years ago.
I mean, Jeff, do you remember there was a point you could come up with a mixed CD probably within a week of listening to the radio? Now, if you try and Shazam 12 songs that you actually like, it would take a whole quarter. If not for you, probably a year.
Yeah, I have no reason to listen to
it. Yeah, man. It's just that's where I was with it, man. Like today's music, I don't know. And then it's too gangster for me. You know what I mean? I'm pushing 50. You know what I mean? Like, what am I doing? I'm not outside riding. You know what I mean? Ghost riding the whip. I don't ghost ride the whip. You know what I mean? So I don't need to listen. Who am I rolling up on? Back in the day, you used to ride the music, bump the music. You know what I mean? You pull up to the bus station, little shorty might be there. You know what I mean? You got the right song bumping. You jump out. You know what I mean? And you used to buy a car back then, throw a system in it because the system in the car was bad. Now I buy good cars with systems already in it. You know what I mean? So what are you gonna do? You should hear my tractor, man, that I used to mow down the corn.
Yeah.
That joint be bumping.
Yeah.
The tractor.
Burmeister in there. It's beautiful.
Burmeister. Chief, you are not watching this, and man.
If you're about to talk Andor again.
I am actually. I'm gonna talk about it briefly. I'll talk about it briefly because that ties into the larger topic of tonight. I didn't get to finish the final episode from this 3-episode batch. I'm like 20 more minutes. That's why I started the show late. I was just trying to drag 15 minutes into 2 and it just wasn't working. But we've talked about it week to week how last season, every 3rd episode, you could put money on it. It was going to be great. And this season has not been the case. I mean, the 3rd episode is okay. And then like another one's fine. And I haven't rated any episode worse than a 7. And I think maybe I did 1 as a 7. The show's been really solid. Like it hadn't been a bad show. I just felt like last season, it was like the 3rd episode was 9.5 or 10. It was just that great. Like it was, set your watch to. It was going to be amazing. And it has been kind of a slow burn. But let me see. Episode 8. When I watched that one, I was like, oh. And I'm so glad I didn't watch it late last night when I was a little bit tired because I wasn't going to be able to go to sleep. And I was going to convince myself to watch episode 9. Episode 8 really paid off so much of what they've done where it felt like old school Game of Thrones where they would fool you. It was 10 episodes and episode 9 is the beast one, not the season finale. And episode 8 was amazing. And I was telling Jace, because I called him on my way to get my haircut. I was like, I don't know how the show is doing it, but it's making me hate the Empire, which literally created a device to blow up planets. The show is making them look even worse. And I'm like, how is this possible? These guys are like strolling through. What's that around the corner? Is that an eclipse? That's not a moon. That's we're going to blow up your planet because you're on our nerves device, instrument of death. And somehow Andor is making the Empire, who created this thing, so much worse. And it's crazy. I mean, I can't stand the Empire. I mean, I have to start giving a sideways glance when I hear the Empire Strikes Back. You're doing an awesome job of making the Empire this horrible, diabolical group of villains who are just so despicable and loathsome. And it really feels weird watching the show in 2025. It's like, that's a little free. Seems like what's going on. But I mean, the show has been on a steady kind of thing. And then this last episode, like, oh, wake up. Here's what you've been waiting for. And it's wild because it's just like every few episodes of a show, you get this amazing episode. And this was certainly the case with Andor. This week's batch of 3 episodes has been the strongest they've done. And really enjoying it. I feel like, this was we're going to take you on a ride, strap in, we've got to fight to get your attention for folks like Chief. We're like, I already know what happened to Andor. I'm good. I feel like last season they were like, here's another really good episode to keep you invested. And we got another season, so we're not rushing ahead to Rogue One. And this one's like, trust the process. We got it. Just stay with us. And that trust is paid off. Bro Shot, what do you think?
Okay. What is it? BDY2? Definitely the strongest batch of Andor episodes we've gotten so far. Is I think you mentioned something. Last season, Andor had to give it that shock to break it back out of remembering. Oh, this is why they're fighting. This season very much reminds you, like it starts off with Krennic, and he's like, he lays the plan what the Empire is going to do, and you're like, wait a minute, they couldn't be that evil. And if each drop 3 each year, you're like, wait a minute, they are that evil. And also reminding the rebellion is doing they're doing rebel stuff. They're not part of the government. They understand that the government is not working well. So they are doing things that are not on perfectly the up and up. I mean, Luthen has already told you last season, I'm screwed. My soul is toast. I know what I'm doing is evil because I've had to use the weapons of my oppressor to actually bring upon change. And now we're seeing all of that. Everything Luthen's like, I know I'm screwed. Cassian's along for the ride. And also, I'm pretty much going to hell too. And it's gotten to that point. And it's in this batch of 3, everybody's had to make some choices. The rebellion is not without flaw, but the Empire is remember that episode when you see what they're about to do to Bix. It's like, whoa. Oh, these guys are horrible.
Yeah.
And then and now in this batch, you see something on a world scale of how bad the Empire is. And they've been setting this crap up for 3 years. And then, because episode 8 is, after I watched that, I was like, I don't know how you get better. And then 9 gives you that, oh, don't worry. We're going to give you all of the repercussions of what you just seen. And it has been, I know I was reading articles on this earlier, and there people were saying, oh, Andor season 2 is one of the greatest shows. It's phenomenal because people had spoilers. Thanks, guys. I still find you a little bit of jerks, but whatever. But they aren't wrong. This is at that dun, 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 and then this, oh shoot, it's going really good. And if it drops you right into Rogue One, I'm dang sure on Wednesday I'm playing Rogue One. There's like no doubt in my mind I'm popping in Rogue One and might even get through Return of the Jedi by the time I'm
So King Collector, I want to make sure I pull this back up. It feels like Star Wars again. I feel like I've enjoyed most of the Star Wars TV shows. Skeleton Crew, which I still haven't finished, was solid because I mean it's doing its own thing, and I understand what that thing is, so I don't. It doesn't have to be the Star Wars that I want in my Star Wars show, if that makes sense. It's your Star Wars for kids in the universe of Star Wars, but you don't have to watch it. Like some of these other cartoon shows where it's like it's Star Wars if you're interested. Ski Raider, Cyril, and Dedra crack me up forever. Then they take me off at the end. Yo,
Woo!
Chief needs to laugh at Cyril and Dedra. I mean, what I think has been so good about it is before we started with this Andor journey, it was Cassian's pretty cool. I could see how they could make a show around this character. And they've expanded and done so much with these supporting characters where it's like, now these final 3 episodes, like, man, the ride is about to end with these characters who, I mean, the show's only been on for 2 seasons, but I feel really invested in them. And I'm like, man, this is gonna suck. Just in the sense of being invested in what they're doing. Are they great bad guys? Yeah. Are they great rebellion characters? Are they great allies to Cassian? Yeah. Are they doing so many machinations we can't even tell if they're good or bad? Yeah. Are they crazy? Oh yeah. So it's been a lot of fun, and I'm like, man, these final 3, I'm going to be sick on Wednesday so I can watch them all because it's been really, really solid, and this is amazing. Kevin Davis, what's up, Kevin? Star Wars has turned profit under Disney, no matter what people think of Kathleen Kennedy. I will say this for you, and I'll let you go, Jace. I think Kathleen made one, really bad mistake this entire run while she's been the head of Lucasfilm, and that was, simply letting people not having a real plan for the sequel trilogy. Maybe it's like one big problem with several different points. I think the big problem is not having a plan for the sequel trilogy. And because of the lack of planning, 2 directors' visions clash with how the story was going to unfold. And looking at it less as a means to connect the original trilogy as it was, let's separate from the original trilogy and let's get people invested in these new characters. And I felt like there was an easier way to do that without, like, let's killing off the characters. Because I feel like we don't have to kill Han, Luke, and Leia off. They can just exist. We can just move on with these new characters. And if we need to, we can always revisit Han, Luke, Leia, Lando, the droids, Chewie, and come back to them later. And I just feel like that's been a problem. But for so many other things, The Mandalorian, Solo, Rogue One, it's like that's enough to go, yeah, dude, you got it done. Wrapped up. We got some more episodes of Clone Wars. We've gotten some great stuff and some really great. You have to include this in the Star Wars if you're a Star Wars fan under her watch. I just think the sequel trilogy puts such a blemish on her whole resume because it's like, yo, this side's amazing and this side is bloody red because it's just a disaster. And yeah, man, she definitely doesn't deserve all the hate and scorn that she's gotten. But I really think the sequel trilogy, if she had never made those movies or never approved them the way they came out, I think people would have a much different take on her and her time heading this thing up.
I think if it had never leaked that George Lucas had a plan for the sequel trilogy and Disney decided to go into a different direction. And it was, again, your take's spot on. I think she would have, it's really good because as we were talking on the before podcast, if you watch the prequels, the sequels can't happen. That's the biggest problem. You didn't come up with a good bad guy and then you plop in the guy who had worked for 6 movies in essence to be a really good bad guy. It was a colossal mistake. But we've gotten Clone Wars season 7 Bad Batch for the most part, and I'm not opposed to that. Bad Batch, Mandalorian, and etc. It's just you putting somebody who says, I know Star Wars and I got everybody's hate for the prequel trilogy, and I'm going to correct that instead of, hey, what was there good about what do I there is a nerddom fandom that I'm part of that is required to enjoy Star Wars. And you needed a person like Dave Filoni, Sam Witwer, Jon Favreau. You needed someone like them to say, hey, I can do this. You give me the characters, I can make it Star Wars. I don't need any of the old toys. I can make a Star Wars. And not having that, bad mistakes. But if Kathleen Kennedy said, hey, I want to retire this year after making really good Star Wars, I think she would be in a good spot if Andor sticks a landing after this.
I can't imagine it wouldn't. I mean, it's going to one of the things that people love. Mark A, Rogue One watch party. I was checking my calendar. Maybe we can do it on the 17th. Maybe. Check your calendar, gentlemen. Let me know. Try to put it on the books. But I'd love to do that because I'm going to be so hyped up and ready for it. Let me see here. Michael Solis, Skeleton Crew is not the Star Wars we want, but it's the Star Wars we deserve. Awesome Joe on this show. It's in spite of KK. King Collector says, I just watched something over the weekend with the Asajj Ventress that was really good too. Tales of the Underworld. I can't wait for the next episode of that. It feels like real Star Wars too.
I watched the 3 episodes, the Asajj episodes. They were really good. And Asajj is weirdly a character. Oh, do we need any more? And then I watched these 3 episodes. I was like, I could deal with some more. This is very different than Tales of the Jedi. Tales of the Empire was a letdown.
It was. You don't have to. It sucked.
Yeah. But this Underworld for the first 3, the Asajj part, I really enjoyed.
I guess you'd have watched the Cat Baby.
I didn't have it. I went to the gym for the show.
It's on Disney Plus, Chief. It's like Clone Wars animation. The Asajj chapter is basically what happens next for her. And so she gets 3 episodes and Cad Bane gets 3. I like Cad's more. So if you like the Asajj, I think you'll really dig the Cad Bane one. And the reason I didn't like Asajj's as much is because it felt like, here is what your Asajj Ventress show could be. And it felt like that would be 2 or 3 episodes or 2 episodes of an Asajj show if we were to get it. Not like all the different places they could take her character. So I felt like, okay, maybe y'all are trying to test the waters on a show for it. If so, cool. You set it up. I'm down for it. Cad Bane, of course, is like, all right, well, there's nothing left to do next with him. And I thought it was cool. I think you'll like it too. Let's see. KK Tamper, my main problem with it. She was there. She didn't know the IP or care to do it right. Dave knows it. John knows it. Tony knows it. Skeleton Crew director knew it. Just KK has aired. Security of the Underworld mini shows with 2 arcs is dope. Loved them. Yeah. I really hated the Empire one. It was like, these are 2 Empire characters that don't need a spotlight. It was why?
Who was it? Pierce? And who was the other one?
And old girl Morgan Elsbeth. I'm like, I don't even associate with her with the Empire. So it was weird. Chief, I'm gonna save my question for you for later. Let's talk about a little bit of news here. I think you'll find this interesting because of the way things are spun. And I remember being annoyed / outraged when we got all this, hey, is Sitter's gonna make its budget back? I'm like, what are y'all talking about? You're crazy. And like they were really writing headlines and the subhead, like, well, who knows if this little movie can do it? And it's just killing at the box office still. Made 44 million globally last weekend, so it's doing just fine. Thunderbolts came out last weekend. And Chief, have you seen it?
I have not. Did you was you guys said it was enjoyable though?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. What they're doing, because they needed to course correct and do more of a point of a focus for this multiverse saga. And I think with this in Captain America Brave New World, they've done that. What do you think, bro?
The difference between Thunderbolts and the other movies after Multiverse of Madness, you don't need to watch those until Brave New World. All the rest of them are okay. You'll pay off eventually, or not at all. These movies are building on what we've enjoyed of MCU. Is we like reading a book and then going to the next chapter, not this is a one-off. Throw it behind us. I think you'll, if you've enjoyed good MCU, I think you'll like the Thunderbolts. Asterisks.
One thing, Chief, have you been online on social media? Have you followed Marvel Entertainment for their social media to get all the stuff? Not all the stuff. I mean, like a potentially big spoiled.
That was the question?
That was a question.
Okay. No, I don't follow Marvel on social media. I haven't really been on social media.
Okay.
So
Marvel's convention, remember?
Well, none of that. I mean, I don't care. So I don't follow it, man. So I have not seen I haven't seen anything about this film. So I saw the trailer for it, and I watched Bucky deflect a car with his arm, and it made me angry. And
why? Is that a vibranium arm?
But he doesn't have vibranium legs.
Jesus
Christ, bro! It's a car.
Explain this, Jeff, because you kind of put me hip to this one.
It's a car.
He's got the super serum in his body.
Is it?
Cap. Yes.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. All right. Whatever.
Again, remember when Captain America held down a helicopter, and we all were just, oh dang, good job.
Remember when The Rock held down a helicopter?
And he didn't have super serum.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's missing something, man. Anyways, I didn't see anything on it. When I finally go see the movie, everything will kind of be brand new to me. And it's funny because, like, even with Sinners, I didn't read anything about. I rarely read about a show upcoming. Like, once I watch the show, then I'll see people's opinions about it. But before that part, because I don't want to go into something with somebody's thoughts already in my head.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I don't really follow the social media norms. And then people don't know what they're talking about on social media anyways. It's just some dude. He's got a keyboard. He's the greatest ever that lived.
The weirdest thing about this movie is Marvel Studios is the one that spoils something a week after the.
It's not a week.
It's a Monday. A weekend after the movie, and I think is a strategy. It seems weird, but they wanted to. Hey, we got our box office projection with our diehards. Now let's get that second batch in there. We're intrigued to see why we're doing this sport, and I'm interested to see how that will play out this weekend. Are they going to have a 6% drop like Sinners? And are they going to be able to get their budget back? Who knows?
All right. So Tuesday, this new strategy mentioned definitely seemed to help because it got 7.5 million on Tuesday. That's a 49% jump. Not bad. Over the weekend, Thunderbolts made 74.3 million. Sinners made 33.1 million. Not a close second, but much better than the drop from second to third. The Minecraft movie, which is still doing solid, 13.7 million. Count 2, 9.5, and somehow Until Dawn is still hanging in at the fifth spot at 3.8 million. Sinners now has grossed a total of $187 million domestically. Worldwide, Mr. Worldwide is 244 million.
Nice.
So for those of you keeping track at home, the 2025 top grossing movie of the year is a Minecraft movie. 400 million, basically. I mean, it is 400 million. Number 2, Captain America Brave New World, 200.4 million. And Sinners, 187.1. So Sinners could eclipse Captain America Brave New World soon at this rate. So that's wild.
Has anybody seen the Until Dawn?
I have not. I'm looking to see where Until Dawn is in this thing. Until Dawn is the number 39th rated or top grossing film of the year at 15.3 million.
Nice. Should be the movie theater should be empty when I go see it.
It should be very empty. God,
you better go this weekend because the way the movie theaters, if it's not pulling in,
I don't think there's anything else. I don't think there's much else. So it's 3,055 theaters. So you've got probably another weekend before it starts disappearing.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mufasa is number 4, Dogman 5. Thunderbolts is already at number 6 with 87 million. So it'll hit 100 million over this weekend. So that'll be the 5th film of this year to hit that mark. But yeah, it's interesting. I think you'll enjoy the movie. I'm just kind of curious what the deal is with it.
Do you think Thunderbolts will eclipse Brave New World?
I'd assume so. I mean, it's a group type. I mean, Marvel films traditionally, we've seen that their team movies do better than the solo films, with the exception of Iron Man 3. And I don't know if I want to count Spider-Man No Way Home because it's like got a rack of people. And Thor Ragnarok also has a rack of people. Brave New World. Civil War, rack of Avengers. So, I mean, the only solo ones that have really done like extraordinarily well was Black Panther, because it was just him, and Iron Man 3, and what's the other one I just mentioned? Everything else has a lot of people.
I feel like Iron Man 3 was Breaking Dawn 2.
Wow. I can't believe your hate for that movie, though. I mean,
it was just a bunch of trickery, bro. It was a trickery movie, man. You watched that movie irritated because he was Iron Man for 30 seconds in the whole movie, and then you find out that the villain isn't even the villain, and then they put an excellent actor who wasn't even really the villain.
I wasn't even talking about that movie. I was talking about you talking about Breaking Dawn. I wasn't defending Iron Man.
Oh, Breaking Dawn. Oh. Breaking Dawn, I mean, that's the joint was cut. The joint Breaking Dawn was cut.
Hey, Chief, could we do a watch along of that?
No, hell no. Hey, Thanos, man. Where is this dude, man? Let me tell you something. First of all, I'll have you know, Green Lantern was our greatest watch along. So we got the greatest numbers from Green Lantern. So if you really want to do, Green Lantern did almost 2,000 views, sir. So for a bunch of people who didn't like it, they sure came and watched it.
Now, I think I'm. Can you go back to that last one, Jeff?
Which one?
On Sinners.
This one.
Yeah, okay. I think some of the titles and kind of, hey, is it going to make its budget back? Was not as on its face. It might come off as racist. I think some of that is because how Ryan Coogler was, he was almost taking it out of the studio system and how he got it financed. I don't know exactly all of the thing.
I think Kevin's saying that people aren't saying it sucked. No pun intended, for a vampire movie because they don't want to be labeled racist. Not anything else.
We're talking
about this one.
Yeah, well, so yeah, some of that had to do with they don't want something that's different than what they traditionally do. It's stay with our model. We're happy. Everybody eats off it very well. And if you prove that maybe you don't need to do what has traditionally worked, we're going to try and act like it's we're going to throw some negative press at you or some way to try and derail you from being successful.
So they're saying that it wasn't a good vampire movie?
No, they were kind of.
I don't know.
Because that's crazy because they love Nosferatu.
Well,
and don't get me started on another Nosferatu rant because I can go for another 20 minutes on that piece of crap movie. It was garbage. If you're still in your car after eating your cheesesteaks, you may throw it up. I'm trying to tell you, Nosferatu was horrible. Wow. And now here you go with the Sinners vampire movie, but you love Nosferatu. At the end of Nosferatu, you was
okay. But, you know, if you're the one or two people who wanted to say they did not like Sinners, I think a lot of it has to do is they want the traffic to come to their site. I think it's we're trolling everybody. We're trying to when it was 100% the launch, and then you got one guy's like, all right, I'm gonna get some hate mail in here, but it'll drive enough traffic that it'll be worth it.
Hold on. Go back to Thanos. Oh my God! Someone married your hating ass. Jesus Lord! Listen, man. Now that is a hell of a realization. Matter of fact, since you hate so much, why don't you just tell her it's a love story and then be like, "Oops!" Once you're in the movie theater, I just don't understand. You know what I mean? You got so much hate inside, and now all of a sudden you not gonna take her, but you come here to hate. That's what your wife gets to love, and then you come here to hate on us. You know what I mean? Hey, baby, I don't want no trouble. I know where I can get this hate out. Lyle's Movie Files. Is Chief there today? I'm gonna get that bastard. So you know what I mean? All right, man. Man, your wife is a saint. You put up with that hate. You know what I mean? Oh, hating Thanos. You know what I mean? I know you want to snap your fingers and end us all.
He's inevitable.
Right. You know what I mean? Right. Tell her something that she'll love. You know what I mean? Because the first half of the movie, you don't even know it's a vampire movie. So you're good. And then be like, oops. Well, we're here now.
Dave misled me. Or you could ask her to go get something for the concession stand.
Right.
No, I didn't want butter on the popcorn. No, I told you extra butter on the popcorn. It just keeps going out.
You know what I mean?
Hey.
You know what I mean?
Oh, man. Oh, where I want to go with that. Hey, David, though, for real, I think you should try to sneak away and see it in IMAX. It's amazing.
Yeah, you got to go see it, yo. You can't watch that joint on a home TV, bro, for the first time.
Yeah.
You got to go see it.
There's a switch that you really need to see on IMAX. It's really cool. It's really creative.
Man. That's cool, man. I don't mind that the giant has, as long as it flows slowly down. You know what I mean? And hopefully it lands right side up. So when you come over and continue to hate on my dead ashes, the Giants had to be staring at you still. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna tell you what, man. You go see that movie. Why don't you hate that? Why don't you hate the movie? Why don't you go in there and hate from the movie theater from your seat? You know what I mean? Now all of a sudden you worried about what your wife wants. Go on out there. Go watch that movie, man.
Now you're trying to get him in trouble for no reason.
Right. In trouble? This dude is not gonna get in trouble. He's the hater. She's probably like, thank God he's gone. Thank God. He hated on the breakfast, and then he went outside and he hated on his new car, and then he was hating on the lawn. Finally, he just got in the car and he just drove off. I heard him yell just before he turned out the driveway how he hated our street. You know what I mean? Get out of here, man. Go see the movie, man.
What's up, James Green?
James Green, what's up, man? Oh, shit. Look, and I expect nothing less from you, Thanos. I would expect nothing, right? Especially if you had corn the night before. So I'm not even worried about it. You know what I mean? I expect nothing from you, brother. That's what I expect. I'm not even going to turn around. I'm like, oh, that's Thanos. That's Thanos. You know what I mean?
Oh boy. So all I said with Thunderbolts, interesting fact. It's 77 million debut was lower than the Incredible Hulk and Ant-Man. It's one of the lowest debuts for a Marvel cinematic movie opening at the box office, which is wild.
Huh.
And
they're celebrating.
They are, which
like
is
funny. It's a triumph.
Yes. Yeah. So it's really interesting. And which is really wild because here we go. Great. I was so worried I wasn't gonna be able to do this. So clearly, you know what the top one was in game with 357 million. Crazy. But let's do it this way. Great. All right, I'm gonna have to zoom past these re-releases. All right, so the worst one, you know, the Marvels, 46.1 million. Terrible. Not great at all. Just did not do the thing. Now, that was adjusted for inflation. Is worse. Let's see. Let's go to Eternals. That was more recent, 2021. So it is 71.3 million. Thunderbolts made 74.3 million. So if you don't factor in inflation, which takes Incredible Hulk, Ant-Man, and Captain America, the First Avenger, and Thor out of this, the Marvels would be the worst at 46.1. Eternals, second worst at 71.3. And Thunderbolts would be the third worst at 74.3. Followed by Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings at 75. Ant-Man and the Wasp at 76. And Black Widow, which was on Disney Plus, at 80.3. Doctor Strange, the first one, 85 million. Thor the Dark World, 86. Brave New World at 89. And then Spider-Man Far From Home. So, but I mean, Thunderbolts has not, that part of the story has not been told. Like, it's not doing, it's like a lower tier Marvel release. And they're really hyping it up. Like, this is so great. Look at what we've done. People are responding to this. Let me get to your text that you sent, Bro Shot, with Bob Iger patting everybody on the back. Bob Iger said, I don't need you all. I'm not going to support you. So Bob Iger, Disney CEO, was like, hey, we've made some mistakes. We put out too much Marvel content. We're rolling it back a little bit. Only making stuff that's really important to you all. Quick count. How many Marvel movies are they putting out in 2025? 3. We've got Ironheart coming. Whatever they're going to do with Wonder Man, whenever that comes. So they've got a bunch of space stuff coming. And Bob Iger said Thunderbolts is the first and best example of the studio's new priority to make better movies. Even if that means making fewer of them. All right, so let me make sure I got this statement correct here. This was during today's investor call. We all know that in our zeal to flood our streaming platform with more content, that we turn to all our creative engines, including Marvel, and have them produce a lot more. We've also learned over time that quantity does not necessarily beget quality. Duh. And frankly, we've all admitted to ourselves we lost a little focus by making too much. By consolidating a bit and having Marvel focus much more on their films, we believe that will result in better quality. I think the first and best example is Thunderbolts. I feel very good about that. So it's really interesting. It's done really nothing that would be cause for celebration when you look at how it's fared against some of the other recent Marvel films. Like Black Widow, you could watch at home during a pandemic, and it still made more money than Thunderbolts. So it's just wild how they're doing this deal. Yeah. What are you looking at, bro?
I'm looking to see.
You're like, how is that possible, huh?
But no, because because it is really it is a matter of trying to spin based on perception. And Thunderbolts cost $180 million to produce. That does not mean how much it costs with advertisements promoting the film, which they were very clear on how Brave New World was probably not going to make a profit because it cost X amount of money, and then you had to double that to make sure with advertisement, so it probably wasn't going to make a profit. Thunderbolts is cost $180 million and made 176 plus 86 million. 86 internationally, but it's close to making its budget, but there was none of the pat on the back for Brave New World, and I think that's probably because of the reshoots in the critics' perception of the movie. I think Brave New World required you to watch a show on Disney Plus, and Thunderbolts required you to watch MCU movies, even though Black Widow, which is the most important thing in this new version of MCU, was technically released in theaters.
But the ironic thing is, Thunderbolts requires you to watch the exact same show that Brave New World did. Falcon and Winter Soldier, and Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Black Widow. So there's a lot more homework involved with Thunderbolts than it is with that one. So it's crazy that they're touting this like such a big success. So I just thought that was very interesting and worth bringing up here to our fine collective. So very interesting stuff there. Let me see here. And since Chief hasn't watched it, I won't talk about their big change of things. But very interesting on that end. Chief, next week after you see it, we'll talk about it. Fast Chase, they had to keep reshooting 100%. Thunderbolts kept rolling 100%. They knew how to make it. Brave New World had to course correct.
Man, hey, I like the Brave New World. I do think they released photos of the original version of the leader. It should have come out more comic book accurate. That was a definite miss.
So here's something interesting. Chief, you finished watching Daredevil now?
No, I'm not finished yet.
What episode have you watched, or how far into the season are you now?
I'm pretty far, man. I'm pretty soon. I'm gonna start the what is this? The Daredevil. He's Still Blind. The new series. Is that what it's called?
No, you haven't watched the new season. Okay. So, Chase, of this show, Born Again, what was your least favorite? What was your least favorite episode?
I think the bank one was my least favorite because it was a very one-off episode that did not build on the story, but I did enjoy it because it reminded you, hey, there's other superheroes in the Marvel universe that we can actually mention. So I liked it, but it was my least favorite.
So Charlie Cox, who plays Daredevil, Matt Murdock, said, yeah, there was one episode we didn't change at all. It's the episode in the bank. And that was part of the original shoot. We shot that before the strike. Wow, long time ago. That was part of the original. And just for my money, I wasn't into it. I didn't like it. It was my least favorite of the episodes. And I kind of pushed back against it as much as I felt was possible. I said I don't believe in a bank heist in 2025. That feels like a 1970s game. Too much technology these days for that to work. And also, I didn't think the actual device used for the theft was sophisticated enough. I really pushed back on the episode. And yet I hear from so many people that they love the episode. So it just goes to show you, just don't know. It's so subjective. Everyone's taste is different. And I've heard that episode is one of the highest rated. Internally, when they do their ratings, it's one of the highest rated Disney shows that they've had. Crazy. Like wild. So I just thought that was interesting because you and I both said that was the weakest episode. And I liked it, but it was just funny because I think that's everyone's least favorite of the season. That's because the season's awesome. But
it's the campier episode of a dark show.
Yeah.
And weirdly enough, I can't say that it would fit in with She-Hulk, but if that would have been a Marvel select episode instead of a whole season of She-Hulk, and they just did that episode in the ether, they'd be like, okay, that wasn't bad.
It's a fun show. So there is some more talk. Last thing on Disney that I think you brought this up to me, that Jeremy Renner revealed that Marvel Studios was going to pay him half of what he was paid for the first Hawkeye season. And he was like, no, that's not gonna work. And the insider and another insider for the Puck were like, hey, they gave him a lowball offer for Hawkeye because they knew he was going to turn it down, which would give them a reason to not make a second season.
I don't think they could afford old girl no more.
Her asking price probably went up. She's done a lot more movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's probably maybe that's the reason why they wanted to give him half. Her asking was probably crazy. I don't blame him though. I mean, I wouldn't have done it for half either. I mean,
neither would Eddie.
He probably the joke. I think he got the signal lost it a little bit, so you couldn't hear what he said.
Maybe Eddie.
Give me half, Eddie.
Oh, all right. I'm there with you now. But I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't do nothing for half. I'm not doing anything in this world anymore for half.
There you go.
I mean, and there was when Jeremy Renner said it was not just half. They were going to have him do double the amount of work for half.
That's what they want to do. That's how they want you to do. Look all our jobs are watching this. Like, yeah, that sounds right.
What are they complaining about?
Yeah, you getting paid, right? You can do everything. Now I got that one. Guardians of the Galaxy, my man, Drax.
Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast. All right, let's get in. Let me see. Is there absolutely anything I want else to talk about? Because I just thought those things were very interesting, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it. Let me see. Let me just do it real quick. See around there. All right, let's see here. Jace, how excited are you about this Harry Potter TV show?
I am excited because I would love to see a more book accurate version of Order of the Phoenix and Half-Blooded Prince. And the Deathly Hallow. I think those three movies compared to what the book led is a very watered down version. I mean, if kind of how you were saying, the Empire is really bad, and Endor really helps reinforce that. The Half-Blooded Prince should have made you think Voldemort was a wicked SOB. And the things he does to create the Horcruxes is really terrible. And by just glossing over that, the only time they mentioned it was the ring, and it was the ring wasn't as dirty as the other ones. And if you can get to 5 or 7 seasons, I'm in.
Chief, what do you think?
So just to get this straight, they're going over it all over again, starting from the beginning, right? This time it'll be more episodes about it because they're fitting more in, right? So like a whole season might be the first book, right? Is that what I'm understanding, or am I incorrect?
Season 1 is full Philosopher's Stone. Right, yeah, that's what
Sorcerer's Stone, right?
The UK version and the American version differ on the title.
Okay, so but that's the season 1. Okay, so it should be just as almost when it can't never be, but just as but more in depth than the movies. I mean, so Voldemort. So I'm looking forward to it, especially if they have more of the Voldemort scenes, like his journey too. Now, they're gonna. So this is going to be rated R. This is like on a Max platform or something.
It's going to be on Max.
Okay.
Like, here's the thing. You could do some of these scenes in what is it? 5 through 7. And you could make those episodes maybe a rated mature, or go as high to PG-13, whatever, and not crest over. And I think you could fit most of the stuff in there.
I just don't want to see it on a regular platform. Like, you know what I mean? I'd rather have it be on a platform where they can kind of get a little funky with it, instead of being, Cadabra, and then you don't really see the death. You just, it happens off screen, and you looking. Did he die? Did he die? What happened in the movie? I don't remember. You know what I mean? I want to see everything now. I mean, you're gonna slow it down for us. I gotta see it.
We need to make sure it's funky enough. Yeah.
Let's get it funky. Let's get it funky.
Okay. So yeah, I'm want to see it. I'm glad that it's coming, man. I didn't enjoy the other ones.
Which other ones?
The ones they did with Johnny Depp and
Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy that.
Fantastic Beasts. Fantastic Beasts annoyed me because it was the parts that they didn't use in the movie and then tried to create into a whole another movie series.
I didn't enjoy it. It just wasn't great.
You weren't the only one who thought that.
I like the first one.
And I tried. That was the bad part. I wanted to love them, but I couldn't. And I feel bad because I love the heart of Harry Potter series itself, but those Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, bro.
All right, so let's get on to this topic here for tonight. So, like all y'all, our life, it doesn't revolve around watching things 24/7. And Sunday comes, Sunday goes, and maybe y'all have your DVR set up because you're not keeping up with TV shows. You're living your life. So I happened to go onto the TV. I was tired after a day of work on Monday. And I look at the DVR and it's like, oh yeah, Walking Dead, Dead City season 2 started. I'm like, darn it. When did that come out? Sunday. And I was like, well, darn it. Where did I miss all this stuff? I don't watch TV. That's why. And I was like, huh. I have not watched episode 1 of the Book of Daryl Dixon and the Book of Carol. I haven't seen any. And I like Daryl. I'm not like some bump. I just have not watched those shows. And so I called my dear brother on my way to get my haircut and I was like, yo,
Brother Noopsy.
Yeah. I said, dear brother Noopsy, what should I prioritize? Because I had finished watching the first episode 7 of Andor. And I was like, all right, well, I'll finish watching episode 8. I'm going to have maybe an hour. Should I watch The Last of Us, which I still haven't watched, or should I watch this 3rd episode of Andor? And I'm like, is anybody else having these really tough challenges of trying to watch all the TV that's out there now? Because there's so much stuff. And there's shows that I like, and I'm not finishing them anymore. I'm like, oh yeah, I need to go back and finish watching the final 6 episodes of Superman and Lois. Oh yeah, Agatha, I still need to watch that. Some of this because I don't feel the need to rush to get the reviews out. They're long over. And I mean, I like to go back and revisit some of those seasons of Fear the Walking Dead. I was enjoying it once they got rid of Nick. And I mean, there's just a bunch of stuff, but there's so many shows on these days. There's other stuff people are talking about, like the Star Trek stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, I need to get a 30-day trial to Paramount so I can watch these shows. And other streaming networks make it harder too, because it's like, yeah, I don't even get that. So how am I supposed to watch this amazing show, Paradise? And it's just so much stuff. Excuse me, this adding on to my list of, yeah, I need to watch that. I need to watch that one too. I need to get a streaming service so I can watch this too. Is anybody else having these problems, or is it just me? And if so, what are the shows that you still need to watch? Jake's, you're not having that problem.
No. I'm adding one more to my list.
Jalen said no. He's not having that problem at all.
Because I once the show's over, I'm gonna go sit on the couch and then I'm gonna look at the DVR and I'm gonna say, okay, I can't watch any of those shows because it requires way too much concentration. Like Daryl Dixon, I've watched a couple episodes, but half of it is in French, which requires, again, it's been a couple of years since high school French and college French, so I have to read the subtitles, which means, okay, you can't watch this while you're doing anything else, which hurts the show a little bit to me. But it was entertaining. I did not finish anywhere near it, but I am definitely having that issue. So where would you start? Where do we start?
For me?
Yeah.
Paradise. Paradise is a show Dwayne, our cousin, called right after the first episode. It's like, yo, you got to watch this. And I'm like, yes. I watch it after Alphas. I watch it after finish all these other shows. It's just, you know, what? And what's that show? Succession? Everyone's raving about. Haven't seen it at all.
It's on Apple Plus. I'm not playing Apple anymore, man. That's just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, I get annoyed the fact I'm paying Amazon $3 a month to avoid commercials after already paying for all the other stuff.
They haven't said yet. All right, Chief, is there anything on your watch list that you haven't gotten to yet?
Bro, my watch list is probably the length of my block. I haven't finished Invincible.
Yeah, I haven't started season 3.
You guys should
Invincible season of the joint with Maggie and Negan.
Yeah.
I haven't finished the first season of Fear the Walking Dead. I haven't finished the first season of the other Walking Dead with the children.
There's no reason.
It
ended after one season.
Wait, that is like with your rule. There's no reason for you to watch that show.
Oh, they never did another one? I did not know, but I have not finished it. I have not finished the
Fear the Walking Dead. You should watch because it gets a lot better.
Yeah, I've been watching that, and their big one daggone decision, I swear, is because of budget cuts. Because it makes too much sense not to do. So I'm not going to spoil what happens on season 2. You'll figure it out. It's straight budget cuts.
Thanos, I haven't finished Stranger Things.
I haven't finished
I haven't finished Love Is Blind, the last season.
Okay. Are you talking about the Minneapolis one? Minnesota one?
Whichever one they're in now. The season 7 or whatever.
I've tried so hard to get through it. It's each episode's like, okay, I can get something else to do. Let's go. This one hasn't been as entertaining to me as DC.
Well, DC, you know what, DC? I didn't like DC. Who are those guys? I've never met any of those people from DC who were like that.
Because that was a DC in name only. It's, hey, where do you live? Oh, I live in, I'm going to not use what I would say, Virginia. There's the DMV, and we're an hour or two outside of that.
Right. That's not no DC. I know these dudes were, like, some of these dudes are, lack of a better word, they're kind of geekish. And I'm like, no wonder you're here. So like, there was nothing cool about those dudes, and you know what I mean? Because sometimes you get a sense, you're like, oh, okay, this dude seems kind of cool, and then the DC dudes were just kind of like, I don't know, and I was like, So,
I think the actual people from DC are the people who did not succeed on the show.
I don't think I finished last season's Black Mirror. When I say I'm behind, bro, I'm behind. And I don't know if I care that I'm behind. That's the other part.
Oh, gosh.
I used to be like, yo, I got to catch up. The Godfather with Forrest Whitaker.
Godfather of Harlem?
Yeah. I saw a couple episodes. I've never finished. The Blacklist. Like, when I say I got a list, bro, I got a list.
Where did you end on the Blacklist?
I ended... Shorty, I found out that Shorty left. Shorty was still lit with them when I ended on the Blacklist.
That's where I left. Once the main character leaves, usually it's my exit as well. Like,
AKA the Sleepy Hollow.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, Sleepy Hollow was the joint, bro.
That's what I said. Once your lead character goes, it's time to leave.
I don't understand why they let Shorty go, man.
The two leads couldn't get along, apparently.
That just doesn't make sense.
But you gotta do chemistry test on that's the reason you do that.
Well, I think it was the show was fine for a second, and then like maybe midway through, kind of like with the Lethal Weapon deal, where it was like they were fine till they weren't, and at that point, what do you do?
Well, just what you do, you take them both to dinner, and you say, "Look, hold up, y'all got to squash this. We got money to make. There's a show to run. This can't happen. Y'all shake hands and let it go. Let's go ahead and get this paper." And because Sleepy Hollow was a good show, and then they ruined it. Thinking of another show, Blue Bloods, Chicago PD. Joe, I'm behind. Help me. You understand what I'm saying? Like I didn't even open up my. This is off the top of my dome. I'm telling you, bro. I haven't even opened up my Netflix app to show you my list. You know what I mean? Like when I open up my list, it don't even say your list. The damn Netflix say, damn. That's what it says.
It doesn't go dun dun. It says
right.
Ding ding.
It's just like when I open up, it's like, damn. Because it's just too much. It's too much. I can't get through it all. 15 years ago, I could have watched everything. But it's like I feel like it's you get up. Every morning I'm up at 2:30 in the morning. I work the 10-hour shift. I come home. And then, like today I had to go out in the field to mow the field. When I finish, bro, I don't have the energy to go back and get into. My dogs, they need to run out there. They need to play. You know what I mean? They waiting all day for me to come home, to get rid of some of that energy. I don't have it, bro. Yeah, man. I'm trying to tell you. So it's no way I can get to all those things, man. I had to pick a show. That's what I'm saying. Like I have to pick a show and then watch that show. Like The Last of Us. I don't even catch it on Sunday, but I try to catch it like on Monday. And then I watch it, but I don't have time for nothing. And then top it off, right now I'm in my busy season because the end of football season, man, the draft. Now the prospects are coming in. I'm on YouTube watching everything I can absorb about everything football, Giants football right now. I'm bleeding, bro. My eyes are red. Help. You laughing. I'm telling you to help me. It's not funny.
He's man begging for help and you're laughing at him.
Right. Help me, bro. I've been watching everything with these Giants. I can't stop watching Giants content. I need to find out if we're going to be decent this year.
Yeah, all I know is don't stress the preseason until the season starts because somebody get hurt on the last game of the preseason.
Somebody always gets hurt.
Yes, Andor is killing my viewing of everything else. It's like such a time hog. Like 3 episodes, really. Y'all could have stretched this out for 2 months, and I think that is a huge deal. You said 15 years ago you could have done this, Chief. I think you could have done it right now. If every network wasn't releasing TV shows. It's so many to keep up with. You got Stars, you got CBS, ABC, Fox, NBC, Netflix. And Netflix, I can't stand when I go in there. This looks really interesting. It's a show with 18 episodes. I'm like, all right, well, I'm not getting to you anytime soon. Maybe I'll catch you 2 years from now. I still haven't finished watching Squid Game season 2. And I like Squid Game. And it's just like there's so much stuff. And it just feels like as soon as one comes out, here's another 5 shows. Reacher, I still haven't finished the last 2 seasons of Jack Ryan. And these are shows I like. It's just like, who has time to watch all this stuff?
The thing is, a lot of these shows, you have to, if it, and I think this is the funny thing, as much as we love the binge idea, it actually puts us at a disservice because you try and finish it all at once versus, hey, I got an hour, like Andor. Hey, if Andor was an hour, you knock it out. Good. I can go to the next thing. But if you know you have 3, you're going to try and watch all 3 at once. Kind of the next one show I have on my list is You. It's now had its series finale. So if anybody would like to watch the story about Joe Goldberg, you can watch all of the episodes. It was enjoyable.
I haven't watched You.
And
I haven't watched Kanan.
I haven't watched them, Chief.
Them?
Yeah. You said you hadn't watched me. I hadn't said I watched them.
I mean, I know what's another one. I think someone else mentioned this. Handmaid's Tale. I said I was initially, this show is rough. I mean, at first I'm going to say that show is rough.
It is tough.
And I told my wife, I'm like, man, these fools lose way too much for me. I'm not really cool with the whole losing, the good guys losing all this time.
So it's like Walking Dead with the Savior season.
It's called reality, okay? I'm a little tired. Yeah, it's getting a little much for me. But now I'm at the other side. It's okay. I'd like to watch the rest of it. Now it's on its final season. It's like, okay, we can probably get right into the next one at the end of this, probably at the summertime, and watch the series finale. And I'm like, okay, cool.
I am a scout, bro. Didn't you know that's what I do? I farm and then I scout for the Giants.
Note the hat.
Do you want to actually really take credit for the last couple of years?
I said I'm a scout. I'm not the GM, sir.
Okay.
He only can send a note.
Give him a report. Got
it. Yeah.
Big bold. Don't draft Andrew Jones.
How many? You got 2 Super Bowls, 3? What do you got over there?
1 in y'all.
Huh? Bronco guy?
Yeah, we got 3.
You got 3?
Yeah.
That's nice. That's cute.
Yeah.
That's cute.
What do y'all got?
We got 4.
At least 3, yeah.
Yeah, we got 4, Jace. Yeah. You don't have more than that. No. Let me give it to 86, 90, 07, 2011. Don't worry about it. When was
the last time you actually got to a championship game?
2011? Yeah. With our quarterback that we raised. Not that we didn't hire a dude and bring him in. A dude with a broken neck. Yeah. Hating at the end of his run. You know what I mean?
I mean, do you knock the LA Rams for getting their mercenary quarterback and getting a Super Bowl?
No, I just knocked Jaquaski Tart for dropping that.
I'm sorry, bro.
You know what I mean?
That's what I do, actually.
Yeah.
So what's some more shows you got there on your list? Because I want to see Alphas. Blake and Jamelin were like, oh, this is a great show. And every network creates new shows to watch. Where it used to just be 3 you had to worry about. And it may be like some on HBO. Now it's just like everybody wants in on it. I was glad I finished watching Heels season 2. Want them to do a Heels season 3 because it ended on like we need more.
CM Punk is trying to get them to, hey guys.
Oh, you're talking it up?
Yeah, he's trying to get folks to watch it. I know we don't talk about reality shows a lot here, but Netflix actually had a fun one to me. It was a show called Secret Millionaire. I think it was maybe 10 episodes, all available to view. It's a show. It's one person has is gifted $1 million, and then everybody else has to try and figure out who it is. They have to find some reason to get the person eliminated and try and be the last one standing. It was entertaining. I think if you enjoy any of those reality competition shows, the Truster, those kind of shows, I think you should give it a try.
Are you saying you did watch it or you didn't?
No, I did. I watched it, enjoyed it.
That's just like a Broncos fan. That's not the topic. The topic is, you see what I'm saying? That's the Broncos fan just missing the point.
I'm trying to give people in the chat and the audience and the world shows that they should watch that they don't watch already.
You got to look at the basket when you shoot it. You just can't shoot.
Basket? Are you talking a football analogy or a basketball analogy?
I just said shooting the free throw, which would be basketball. You know what I mean?
You were talking about a Broncos fan.
I'm talking about the Broncos. We already whooped y'all on our way to the Super Bowl win. I'm not even going to talk to y'all. You know what I mean?
I want to watch Snowfall. That's one that I heard was really good.
Snowfall was good.
Yeah, it's annoying. I need to finish watching Scream Queens. If I can find it.
Hulu. Hulu is the annoying channel because when it first debuted, it was free. And that's the only way I could watch 24 after I missed the episode. So I could watch Hulu version of I could watch 24. Now it's the most expensive streamer there is with ads.
Well, I don't pay for the ads. But I am way behind on my Family Guy. So, I mean, I don't even know what season Family Guy is in, but whatever season it's in, I'm like at least 8 seasons behind.
Well, have you seen the one where Brian was talking about something and Peter made a reference to something from the 80s?
And then they did a flashback?
Mm-hmm. Did you see that one?
I want to feel like I did, but that was a long time ago.
What's up, Rick Cage?
That's wild.
Yeah. I can't tell you last time I watched Simpsons, like a season, but
Simpsons?
I like the
I haven't watched The Simpsons in a while either. I mean, I stopped watching The Simpsons probably 20 years ago. But then with Family Guy, man, that joint be making me cry.
I mean, I still remember the first season of Family Guy, especially when they had the Kool-Aid Man. I passed out laughing,
bro. I mean, it's still funny,
but the problem is, it had a significant gap after they got back, and it was okay, and then you could really see the formula was got it, okay,
and you're gonna get it again, and again.
Brian and Stewie. Yes, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. All right. What's another one for you, bro?
Oh. Another one for me is Reacher. I think I am almost done with Supernatural.
There you go.
I got maybe 3 more episodes. And
you haven't watched all the Supernatural?
No. I watched that during the day so I can watch. Jeff is.
Yeah, that's another one for me.
Hold on. Okay, so that's just you just giving him the business. So
I'm rewatching it.
Once I finish,
you're rewatching it.
I want to watch. Yeah, I'm rewatching, and then I'm gonna go to watch Reacher.
Okay. I mean, I can't hate. Supernatural was my show, so it was one of the greatest shows on TV. It should be in the top 50.
I think, and the interesting thing about Supernatural is first season. Oh, you think you know what the show is? It builds to season 5. Then season 5, where do we go from here? Oh, this isn't gonna be that good. 6 is okay. 7 is garbage, but after 7, it's we got another formula. We can do this. We figured out how to mix this around.
Like I said, the only bad season was Leviathans.
It sucked
for me. I mean, other than that,
okay. Jeff, everyone will tell you that's the Leviathan season has maybe 2 episodes you need to watch. The rest of it is garbage. It's all right. What are we gonna do? This, and it's
I wanted to watch Westworld. I haven't got on it, man. So it's just a lot, bro. It's a lot, and you being an adult, you just don't have time for it, bro. You just don't have time, man. I feel like if you have time as a grown person to watch all these joints here, then you probably ain't working. And listen, I'm not mad at you. If that's your thing,
if you can do it and not have to worry about a bill, congratulations.
Yeah, I would like to be able to be like, yo, I'm gonna take the next 6 months off and catch up with everything. You know what I mean? I can't. Those crops who's gonna do the crops. So
yeah, I mean, he has to get up at 2:30 in the morning for the crops, folks.
Yeah, 2:30, man. You know what I mean? So look, I'm looking at the time now, estimating the time of sleep I'm gonna have.
Got you.
So yeah, you know what, man? I never got into American Dad. Yeah, man. Yeah, Peter Griffin, man. That's the Griffin, man. Mr. Herbert. Yeah, man. Supernatural was just I don't know, man. And then they had so many different shows, so many different monsters. Just so many good episodes, man. Funny episodes too. The rabbit episode with the lucky rabbit.
Mm-hmm. There's a supernatural group, and they talk about it. Like this is who all these demons are afraid of. Guy wearing a robe and some pajamas, and it makes, if you don't understand the show, you think they're ridiculous. But Dean and Sam out there cutting things. But when you want to have a funny episode, they were going to make you laugh. It was when they were doing serious stuff, you were locked in. I just finished 14. 14's like, oh wow, this got real dark. And
Blake is living the dream.
Man, Blake is the dream. Dang.
Nice.
I decided to take the summer off. You know what I mean? It's almost like he's
acting in Europe.
It's memoirs later. Funny
Man.
you say that, Chief. Friday is the last day. I
decided. After you say that, Chief, I've decided I'm quitting my job.
I'm not looking for another job till fall, winter, possibly, Chief. And if not, I'll go till next summer and look again. But you know what? I'm gonna enjoy this Miami thing. Walk down to A1A. You know what I mean? Go to Wet Willie's. Get drunker than a skunk. Walk back to the house. You know what I mean? On my way back, grab 2. You know what I mean? And just enjoy the night. I mean, Blake, let me tell you, Miami is like that, man. It's a beautiful place, man. Yeah.
Blake is down there. It's like, hey, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah. Look, when he said travel, he meant he's just gonna walk down the street. Because you don't gotta go nowhere. They come to you. Miami's like Vegas. You don't gotta go nowhere.
The comment.
This one?
Yeah.
No.
Going in the way I'm near before Todd. I'm trying to show what episode that was. I don't remember that. I do remember how scary the Bella, like not scary, but like how the Bella episode when Bella finally got hers, how that joint made me stop. Like I was thinking about that episode after it ended. He was like,
little rattle, huh?
He was like, well, those hellhounds, we could have possibly helped you. And then but I mean, there's nothing they could do. They couldn't stop the hellhounds. Man, let me know when no, it was just a moment of silence. We was reading Todd's story, trying to fill Neil before Todd. Come to the Maryland Toys. When's the Maryland Toy Expo?
Oh, that's weird. It's June 14th, I want to say.
Listen, bro. You tell me where it is, when it is. I'll come there.
June 14th. Hopefully not.
You know what I mean? I'll come there, man.
You seeing me okay, Chief?
Huh?
You seeing me okay?
I got cataracts, man. I can't see you at all. What time? What time?
I think it's like an all day thing.
All right. Well, Blake, let me know, man. I'll come up there, man.
Cool. We'll road trip up there, Chief.
Oh, you gonna go?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
See, I got Blake Tarpley.
All right. You know what I mean?
I don't know where Jace went. Maybe his internet went out. He texted me, so I don't know if that was just his thing or not. He said his internet died. Maybe his power's gone out. I have to check
his
with
internet
him.
died?
Yeah, that's what he said. My internet died.
Oh, wow.
Gotta perform last rites for him. I guess I'll talk about Supernatural.
You know, let's be honest, man. That's what a Bronco fan does. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, yes, I do remember the stuffed bag. Yes, sir. Yeah, I do remember that.
Good deal. Okay, so it's Jace's.
Hey, listen, man. I want y'all to know you don't see Jace right now because that's how Bronco fans let you down. So I need everybody in the chat to say the Broncos suck because that's what they do, man. I saw, you know what? I never finished watching Eastbound and Down, man. But I heard of the Righteous Gemstones, but I haven't seen it either. So
I want to see Ted Lasso, which I have not watched either.
Bro, yeah, man. It's just it's a lot of shows, man. Thank you, Blake. Yeah, Broncos suck. You know what I mean? And so does Jace's internet.
Mine sucked last week. He had to wrap the show for us, which you missed. Yeah. All right, Chief. Well,
you telling me I had good where I was with my internet was better than yours last week?
Oh, what happened? Mine was it just decided that was it. It collector. It's just hard because and I don't know if I could have watched this if I were in college because I would have wanted to be out or right after college. I would have wanted to do more stuff than watch these shows. That's terrible. All right, Chief. Let me make sure you get some good night's sleep so you can tend the farms in the fields. Wow, he's not here right now. Maybe I should call him and go, "Hey, bro, what's your dummy of the week?" But Chief, there's so many nominees to go with. My nomination for dummy of the week has to be all of this lavish. Let's show everybody all of the opulence, all the celebrities at the Met Gala. And I'm sure you were paying close attention to it, but they're all dressed up in these wild, ridiculous outfits. And I'm just like, what is the point of this? Why are we doing this? What did you keep up with any of that? Do you know about it at all?
Bro, where the hell did Andre 3000 sit? Like, where the hell do you go sit with a piano strapped to your back? Like, I don't even understand. I don't want the fame. I just want the money, right? Because I feel like after a while, they just start to be, yeah. Can you see that that's a piano strapped to Andre 3000's back for whatever reason? He's not even known for his piano skills.
Yeah.
I could have saw him just with a flute or something because, he plays Yaz flute.
Welcome back, bro.
Oh, you back.
You couldn't kick me out this time, Chief.
Yeah. The chat's got something to say to you.
What did I do? You just had to have him hit me with all the hate. It's supposed to be directed to you, Chief, not me.
Well, I got my one hater.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I got my one hater, and I don't know if he's still on the thing anymore. He might have went to sleep with all that hate. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, did he, I would understand the Yaz flute, But the piano, yeah, man, Ron Burgundy.
We're talking about my nominee for Dummy of the Week, all the parading for the Met Gala. And Chief actually knew about some of it, so that's why he was talking about Andre. Any other looks kind of got your attention there, Chief?
Only person I saw was Andre 3000, and then it reminded me of that Key and Peele skit where he walked in looking like Robin Hood, and he ordered like this weird drink, and Big Boy tried to avoid him. Like a mint chocolate guava. You know what I mean? Like I said, man, I don't understand it, man. But it's not for me to understand. I'm poor, so you know what I mean. Look, with a piano strapped to his back, he still went out there and more women hit on him than I would have been just dressed in a regular white t-shirt and jeans. That was what's her name? Janae?
No,
Monet. Yeah, I don't know them.
Yeah, when they went to the real one, that was hilarious.
Yeah,
Jensen and Jared got me again. Yeah.
So that's mine. Now, Jace, back to our normal order. Who's your nominee for Dummy of the Week?
My Dummy of the Week is anybody who cares what Diddy's lawyers are dressed like versus the prosecution. How is this a thing that you care about? This dude is on trial for heinous acts, but we should care about, let's see what his celebrity lawyers are dressed like today. Stunning. Shouldn't we actually care about the substance? No. We don't do substance. We care about the lawyers who are probably all working 16 hours. Let's see how pretty they look in the morning. Like, if that is something I'm gonna need y'all to watch Andor, or y'all part of the propaganda machine that makes it so we don't actually see anything that's freaking important in this freaking world. So for anyone who cares about that, they are my Dummy of the Week.
Okay. Well, damn, that hurts because what he was wearing was a beautiful tailored Hugo Boss suit, right? And the shirt, it was beautiful, man. And then the Louboutin shoes, I was like, wow. So yeah, he was just that lawyer was dressed to impress. And when he walked into the court, everybody knew it. They was like, damn.
I mean, the fact that his defense is probably billed out at $1,000 per hour. They can afford, yes, that's $1,000 an hour. They're going to look better than the prosecutors who have 9-to-5 jobs. They're paid like they get 9-to-5 jobs, but they really do 9 to 9.
Blended polyester suits, which were horrible. And I was like, yo, what is the prosecution wearing? And the shoes he had on were from Kenny shoes. I said, you got on some Kenny shoes? You know what I mean? It was just horrible, man. You know what I mean? The shoes, they were brogues. He had on brogues. I said, what are you doing brogues? You know what I mean? Oxford, not brogues. But,
have you ever wear shoes without shoestrings?
Yeah. He had a tweed jacket with a polyester pants. I said, yo, that prosecution's going to lose just from the way they look.
Just for the tweed pants.
Right. What you doing with tweed on? I didn't see none of the Met Gala, man. Like I said, I saw Andre with the piano, and then I realized that I didn't want to see any more people.
Well, there were some interesting looks there.
Boy,
I don't even know what the Met Gala is. So
it's an event that costs $70,000 per ticket that somebody else is going to pay for the rich person who could afford it.
Wait, $70,000 per ticket?
Yes.
To do what?
To come and show up in the outfit that we will pay you to wear for us.
Oh, so it's a designer's thing.
Yes, but they have celebrities wear their costumes for them. which I'm still impressed that it was Black excellence this year. I was expecting somebody to show up with something so racist that it was going to be hard to actually not talk about it. So I should get impressed that they didn't do something stupid that today. I mean,
was Mel Gibson there?
Nah, he didn't get his ticket.
Well done. Well done, sir. I salute you. Quality. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that just was like, wow, this is, yeah, okay. Because I wanted to go to Janelle, her suit, like what she was rocking at first. It was cooler than the other one. Yeah, all right, let me see her. I had to, because Janelle, her outfit looked different at first. So let me do this version of it, because this was like, whoa, what is she rocking here?
Your face joint.
Yeah, it was wild. Dug it. Did you see Big Boy?
He probably was not there.
The only smart one here was A$AP Rocky. He understood his assignment.
Clearly. Don't mind me.
Somebody paid her to wear that?
They design it, show up, take some pictures.
Wait, hold on. She designed it or somebody designed it?
Somebody designed it for her to wear.
But why? Why would that be a thing? Yeah, clearly it did. Like, why would you want to like? See, that's what I don't understand. That's what I'm saying. When you get to that fame, then you got to do certain things that the rest of us don't understand, and I don't understand. Like somebody saying, "Listen, I want to put you in a trash bag."
Okay.
But I want your feet out.
Interesting.
Go.
Let's hear more.
I don't understand it. I'm not wearing a trash bag with my feet out. I don't.
I had to get it revealed.
Like who is going to wear that outfit? Like any person on the street you see walking down the street in that outfit there, are you going to be like, damn, I wish I had that joint? Or are you going to say, yo, what is going on around here?
Well, technically, if you see somebody wearing that, you assume they have so much money they don't need to care.
Hey, Blake, my feet need oiling. That's how dry they are. I've been rubbing them together. I've been seeing smoke rise up from underneath this table. Yeah, I just can't do it, man. I don't understand how that is a thing. And but like I said, I'm not in that tax bracket. I'm not in tax bracket, man.
The way it is. All right, Chief. Who's your nominee, sir?
Man, bro, this week was crazy. Because I thought about all the people sending the racist chick to GoFundMe. And I was like, nah, that's too easy. Then it was another incident that occurred, and I was like, But you know what, man? I'm going to talk about. I'm going back to football again, man. I feel safe. I'm in that safe space. Let's talk about these youngins.
I'm not familiar with their music.
Youngins who play football, man. Why?
That's funny.
Why do you think you can walk into a new football, a professional team, and ask for the number of person who's been retired already? Like I want your retired number to wear. Our number one pick asked for Lawrence Taylor for his 56.
See, the funny thing is Jeff hadn't heard the story. That's why I was waiting for you. Like, wait, what?
He asked Lawrence Taylor for 56, bro. I have a Lawrence Taylor
Carl Banks
in the next one signed.
No Anderson, Tiki Barber. Are you 121? Who cares?
This is what I don't understand. Why don't you want to make your own legacy? So what happens is this. Say Lawrence Taylor was like, sure, take my number. And let's just say you had an amazing career. And at the end of the career, they retired the jersey again. But guess what? They retired under Lawrence Taylor. It goes back up as Lawrence Taylor's jersey, and your legacy is erased because a bunch of new people probably may know you. Oh, man, that's such and such. But it's still Lawrence Taylor's jersey. That's crazy work. Then you ask Phil Simms for his. Then I was like, yo.
Oh, no, for real?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He wasn't done yet.
And then I thought about his number in college, and I was like, yo, that's Micah Parsons' number. So you're the type of dude who wants to have somebody else's legacy.
But in Penn State, in college, they would retire all the great linebackers saying in Penn State wore number 11. I'm sure maybe even LeVar Arrington wore 11.
Did he?
Maybe. I said maybe. I don't know. I'm not for sure. But it's you in the pros. That is
one more than
you have one jersey. And here would have been the worst thing. Say Lawrence had given his blessing, and you sucked.
You haven't even played it down yet, bro.
And you just stink up the actual idea of 56, leaving such a bad taste of Giants 56 that Lawrence is like, I don't even want to retire anymore. It's just, he snuck it up.
I don't understand why you, as a player, don't want to pick your own number and create your own legacy. So at the end of your career, if you were great, they retire that number with your name into the rafters or whatever the hell. Like, to me, that is crazy work for you to want to go and have somebody else's number and say, yo, well, I know you guys had like, that's a quarterback coming to the Patriots. I need that 12. What 12 is that? You know 12 I'm talking about. I need Brady's 12. And I need it now. I want to wear that. That's going to be my number here. And then they call him Brady, and Brady's like, sure. I was only the greatest player that franchise has ever had. Take my number and enjoy it, sir. And although you've never played a snap on the field, good luck to you. It doesn't make any sense, man. That is dummy of the week worthiness, man. And I want the kid to go out there and do well, but I want him to do well in his own number. I was upset last year when Malik Neighbors was like, yo, I need the 1. I'm like, bro, you don't need the 1. And the family was like, well, give it to Malik. And they let him have it. And I'm like, if I was that family, you can't have 1, bro. You have to go out and create your own.
You got to be that one.
You know what I mean? You got to go out and create your own. They retire players' number because really, if at the end of it, say you did get your number retired, right? So your number gets retired and put up there. And then the next year, a kid comes from college and says, I'm retired at. I want his number. Bring that back down here. You know what I mean? You're going to feel some type of way. You just worked that hard, did all those things for your number to just come back on and get on some dudes. And then the dudes some cut. Hands of stone. Just.
Hands of stone.
Ronnie Darvin.
Right. And then every time they mention it, oh, yeah, that's Bobby Bentley with Malik Neighbors' number. He can't catch a cold. And you know what I mean? In a snowstorm in the middle of Antarctica. You know, he's just.
After taking a shower.
Right.
He's all set for the cold, but he can't catch it.
He was knocked down. He was knocked unconscious by the football tonight. You know what I mean? It hit him right in his helmet. This is him falling to the ground unconscious. Like, I just don't understand it, man. And like I said, you asked Lawrence Taylor for his number? I don't even know how you make that call.
I don't know why he would.
That's one of those. Everybody wishes we could hear the we could listen in the audio because I am sure Lawrence Taylor laughed him out the building. Like, come on, what?
You don't know me, Mr. Taylor, and I haven't done anything on the NFL field yet. But what I would like to do is have your number. I want you to unretire it.
Hold on. Can you say that again? I gotta get some people here. Hold on.
Right.
Who's on speaker?
Right.
Say it again. Yeah.
Do that one. Yeah.
So Arrington wore 11. Parson wore 11. This dude wears 11. And he wants to wear 56. And then he wants Phil Simms 11. I'm done, bro. These new dudes are just different, man. It's just different. You could have 55. There's still a bunch of numbers left, man. 57. You know, you can't have 58 because Okarake's got it, but I don't know, man. Who's wearing 16 over there on the San Francisco squad joint?
No one. And no one is supposed to have to ask for it. Or number 8. Or 42. I mean, or 80.
When your team runs out of numbers, maybe you make that request.
Maybe.
But
I would just start doing squares. You can be 80.5 or 80 squared, but you can't be 80.
Yeah.
Number 80, man. Look, somebody gonna ask for that rice joint.
Nah.
Let me get that Jerry joint.
Nah. The San Francisco 49ers have agreed to terms to release this
Hello, Mr. Elway. I would like your number 7.
Nah, sorry.
Right.
Hey, Mr. Smith. I mean, hell, I'm mad. I'm salty when somebody has number 80 for the Broncos. Like, get lost.
Yeah, man.
Man, Jackson and Ricky Natil.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Right. Like his grandma's ring. That's like asking a dude if his wife's available. Is your wife available? No?
You mind if I get a number?
Right. And being offended when you say no. No, she's not available. Well, fine.
I asked nicely.
Right.
Hashtag 80. All right. Well, fellas, thank you as always. Chief, for staying on here the entire time. Jace, for almost making it the whole time.
Really?
But thanks for holding it down for us last week, wrapping us up. And let's thank everybody here in the chat. Michael Solis, Mark A, David Thanos, GL Rick Cage, Esquire, Jamelin Parks, King Collector, Blake Tarpley, Snake Eyes, Mark Skew Raider, 100%.
Fox.
James Green, of course. Who else did I forget? I said King Collector.
Parks got a question for you.
Oh, okay. Let me do this. Okay. I don't know what. Oh man, now I feel like I messed up. So anyway, thank you everyone for watching. Appreciate y'all. Now James got me like paranoid. What did I say at the end? All right, I'm gonna go finish.
You know, when I was thrust into the position last week of wrapping up the show.
You always heard it. Really,
hey, let's hope he's not thrust in position too often.
Right.
So
exactly. You're right. But here you go. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in. Tomorrow, I will be back on for Lyle's Figure Files. We'll be talking about the Lock It Up, your pre-orders before the May 9th deadline. We'll see. And of course, we'll have some other stuff, maybe even a giveaway. Stay tuned. But for now, that's it for this episode. I've got an episode of Andor to finish watching. So for now, this episode of Lyle's Movie Files has been filed.